Hi guys, I'm a Forester here with my very first retirement video. Now I plan to work these retirement videos into my existing channel just from time to time depending on your interest in this topic. It's something that's definitely on my mind and of interest to me. You know, there's a wealth of retirement subject matter, so I don't think I'll have any problem coming up with video ideas. Retirement involves three things that I can think of: financial planning, emotional health, and what the heck are you going to do with the rest of your life. Now, I plan for these videos to be very brief and very focused on specific topics. This first video is to answer a question that I've wondered about for a long time. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, over the years, I've received my Social Security statement that has a record of my earnings from the time I worked in a textile mill, second shift during high school, to my work in forestry from 1973 to the present. My annual earnings in my first full-time forestry job was somewhere around $15,000 per year, but that was 40 years ago. Now, I knew that Social Security used the highest 35 years of annual earnings to calculate my benefits, and the more I earned, the higher my Social Security payment would be. So I would look over my statement, and especially this table here of earnings, and I would check to see how close I was to having 35 years of earnings. You definitely don't want to have any zeros going into that 35-year average. Now, this is where it gets complicated, but my question was this: does Social Security account for inflation over the years? They certainly don't show it in this table of your earnings, but $1979 are certainly not equivalent to $2019. And without factoring in inflation somehow, it would be like comparing apples to oranges. Well, after researching it a little bit, I found that they do index your annual earnings using a national average wage earnings series. They index your earnings to the average wage level 2 years prior to when you're first eligible for Social Security, which is generally age 62. Now, I'll put a link in the description box below, but you can go to ssa.gov and look up the table of multipliers that they use to inflate each year of your earnings. For instance, the indexed earnings for my textile job in high school is actually 6.74 times higher than my actual salary I received back in high school. And the indexed earnings for my first full-time forestry job, $15,000, comes in at 4.2 times higher than those first paychecks that I received. And to my surprise, my highest indexed salary isn't my current salary, which I just assumed until I did this research. It was my salary in 1988 after multiplying it by the 2.5% indexing factor. That surprised me. Now, I found this very interesting when I did the research, but how can you use this information practically in planning for retirement? And I thought of three ways, three take-home messages. First of all, if at all possible, make sure that you have 35 years of salary going into your benefits calculation. You don't want any goose eggs in that 35 years. Number two, check to make sure that the Social Security earnings records for you are accurate. And number three, look up your table of indexing factors and calculate your own indexed earnings. You might be surprised like I was, and if you're nearing the end of your career and you're in a job where you aren't receiving any annual raises, each additional year might not significantly change your Social Security benefit. Well, that's all for this subject. I tried to keep it focused on answering one question. Please comment below and share with others if you found it interesting. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And y'all take care.